Yes.
Pretty sure it's Ramin. Because there's an app on MLS called Ramin.
Bart calls it remine, as in mining stuff.
Remine.
I emailed him to ask him. I don't know.
So they did the both together?
I don't know, baby.
All right, I sent it to Lindsay. I don't need to post it.
Bart.
I sent to Lindsay to ask if we should do one class or two.
Bart today when he was talking about it. Hey, Success Never Rests team. Coach O, Michael Oldham here. Oldham team Success Never Rest. Jump on here, do a quick little Monday meeting. Going to try to do these 8 in the morning. Didn't get to knock that out this morning, so going to put it out there today. It'll be up, recorded, playing on all the channels. So anyway, let's jump into it, see what we got going today. First of all, I am Michael Oldham. I am the owner, founder, co-owner with my wife Amy of the Oldham team. We are a local real estate team here in Dallas, Fort Worth. We pretty much work the entire Metroplex. We work on the seller and buyer side. So we also work with a network of agents around the country, can work around the world, international. So if you've got buying needs anywhere in the country, selling needs anywhere in the country, we got an agent that can help you with that. We're going to look at some announcements we have. We host events every Tuesday. I'm hosting this team meeting every Monday for anyone that's interested. Doesn't matter what agency you're brokered by, you're more than welcome to pop in. Hopefully you'll get something from it. We're going to make do some industry updates, look at a few things that happened last week, had a Fed update. I'm going to have a little motivation today, look at few things that I believe in on Mondays. We're going to look at some real estate conversations, some video ideas for you as a real estate agent, some conversations that you can have throughout the week with your clients and the people that you meet. We're going to have a mortgage market update with our co-host, Chris Madrid. And then we'll be able to ask him and myself questions when all of that is said and done. Once again, my name is Michael Oldham. I founded the Oldham team just a little under 8 years ago. My wife, Amy, is a partner of mine in that, together with a group of vendors such as Chris Madrid and inspectors, other vendors. We are the Oldham team. I am also a mentor, coach with a Success Never Rest. And so we'll get into more of that later. We don't today, but we'll occasionally have a weekly guest to talk about either video marketing, lead gen, business development ideas, things of that nature. I'm pretty proud of the network of people that I have surrounded myself with and the expertise that they bring. So I'm going to bring them to the live stream on a weekly basis. So, all right, first let's get into some announcements. What's coming up? First of all, coming up tomorrow, real quick, tomorrow at noon, every Tuesday at noon till 1 at the Caddo office, reimagined in Prosper, Texas. It takes place in the Rally Room, which is just to the left when you walk in the main entrance. That's going to be at 130 North Preston Road in Prosper. Every Tuesday, lunch and learns, lunch is provided, some valuable content. And tomorrow bringing that Tomorrow, bringing that valuable content is going to be Mr. Kyle Draper. He is a local social media video coach. He has spoke all over the nation. Feel very fortunate that he's going to take a little bit of time out of his busy schedule to visit with us tomorrow. So tomorrow, the 7th, Kyle Draper speaking in Prosper from noon till probably around 1:30. Next Monday, the 13th at 8 a.m., I'll be live streaming again, another meeting just like this one. I hope to dial them in and get them better each week as I'm working on my video skills, my presentation skills, things like that. So part of this is for me to get the opportunity to practice, and then more so just to bring valuable information to my group of people out there that I love to pour into. So next Monday, we'll be doing this again. Obviously, it's live streamed. It's going to be recorded, and you'll be able to find it on YouTube if you happen to miss it. So, and then next Tuesday, the 14th, I'm going to have Mr. Jason Northcutt of North Realty Group here in the North Texas region. He is a land expert, sells a lot of land undeveloped and developed. He's going to be talking to us as a group about avoiding land deal pitfalls. There's a lot more to listing land than simply putting it on the MLS and, making it available to show. So Jason's going to come. He's going to talk to us about, what land deals look like, what some of the pitfalls that a residential agent could fall into if we don't know what we should be looking out for. So that's going to be a great class. He's doing one on the 15th for a partner of mine, and it's already full. So I expect our 14th class to fill up very quickly. If you want to know how to get in touch with me, any shape, form, scan the QR code there. Let's connect. That's got a calendar on it that you can get on. It's got links to all my social YouTube channels. So tomorrow at Caddo Office, Reimagine in Prosper, Texas, from noon to 1 p.m. Lunch will be provided by Viking Inspections and Chris Fetson. Room's going to be hosted by Caprock Realty, and Kyle Draper is with Content Compounding. Like I said, local coach. You can scan the QR code right here. That'll take you right to Eventbrite, right to the tickets. You can get your free ticket to this event tomorrow. All right. What we all came for, some industry updates. So industry updates, I'm going to put that on full screen. First of all, on January 30th, last week, MBS Highway, which get a lot of valuable information from, they put out a report stating home sales and inflation are turning the corner. And we're hearing, if you read into the news and into the articles and actually read beyond the headlines, you will read that economic conditions are moving in a favorable direction for the housing market and for the economy in general. Just some bullet points from this article. If you want to read the entire article, you can scan the QR code. That'll take you right to it. We're going to talk about this article a little later too when we get to our conversations portion. But the report basically stated that we are seeing meaningful improvement in the consumer inflation. New home sales ticked higher in December. The initial jobless claims declined in the second consecutive week. And then, following on the heels of that was this February 3rd story that we're going to talk about next. But then also the economic slowdown and recession signs continue. Economic experts continue to see all of the factors that they are looking for inflation to be ending. They're seeing all of those trending in a positive position. And then on February 3rd, Reuters put out the U.S. reports blowout job growth. The unemployment rate's the lowest since 1969. I know some are going to argue that some people have, left the job market and things of that nature. Could be a valid argument. But here's, this is basically the facts here. U.S. job growth accelerated in January with the unemployment rate falling to that 53.5-year low, just a little bit, younger than myself. So unemployment at a 3.4%. The increase in employment was led by leisure and hospitality, with them gaining 128,000 of these jobs. The professional business services gaining 82,000, 74,000 in the government sector. And then, ones that as a real estate agent, mortgage lender, things I'm probably looking for a lot too is, how many jobs did we add in construction? And that was 25,000, and in manufacturing about 19,000, because those are two of the, sectors that really feed the real estate, and to kind of tell us, what real estate market might tend to do in the next 3 months. Average hourly earnings increased 0.3% last month. This is one thing that is affecting, home affordability, is wages just aren't really um, keeping up with the inflation. I did a video last week that will be coming out, where basically, if you saw a 6% raise last year, you probably in reality only saw 2 to 3% of that once inflation was kind of calculated into it. So things are looking up. There were a lot of jobs in January created. Many of them probably some of your lower paying jobs, though, in the leisure, hospitality, food industry, things of that nature. And then the last industry update is just one more time. I wanted to make you aware that the track contract updates took effect on February 1st. So we're now 5 days into those. So make sure you're using the proper forms now in 2023. It is mandatory. If you scan the QR code there to the right of the statement, to the left of the title there, the form revisions adopted, scan the QR code. That'll take you to the track website, where you can download all the new and current updated forms. And next, I want to get into our Monday motivation. I like to just spend a little time. I was a coach and a teacher, so motivation, something that I take very seriously. And this particular thing we're going to speak about today, I definitely take very seriously, and it's going to be consistency. Don't know if you can see it, but let's see. I do have my consistency T-shirt on today, just to remind myself of how important it is to stay consistent in real estate, in business, and in life in general. The back of this shirt, which you can't see, says, "The day will come when winter will ask, what were you doing in the off season?" I was a basketball coach, so this T-shirt was originally made for my basketball teams. I think my basketball programs, all the way from Wiley to Mineral Wells to McKinney North, I believe all of those programs, I made this T-shirt for them during the off season. Consistency is the key to all success, in my opinion. So winter basically refers to a downturn in the market. It could refer to a downturn in your job, in your life, God forbid, in your health. And if you are staying consistent throughout the summer and spring and throughout the good times, then when winter does hit, you'll be prepared for those. So you have to be preparing for downturns during the good times and during the times of no turns. Occasionally in life, we get on a straight path, and fortunately, we don't have a lot of curves to navigate, and we can just put down the pedal and go. But then often winter hits, things become a little more difficult. And if we have prepared ourselves during those good times, it'll make the times of winter and the times of difficulty a lot easier Nothing's easy, but it'll make it bearable. It'll make it where you can see yourself succeeding in those moments. Um, I had this t-shirts made for, a local high school program last year, and gave them out to them during their off season, and spent some time talking to them about, what the consistency meant. And, for them, it was going to be, being great and doing consistently, and always doing their best during the off season, so that in the winter of their season, which is right now, January, February, that they could then be their best, because these are going to be their toughest challenges. Little did I know, when I'm speaking to that team, that a young man on that team would have some very severe health issues come up during the summer. And, he's still dealing with them, but, he is doing much better. But when I was speaking to them, and I was talking to them about having a success never rest mindset, which goes a lot with consistency. We have to consistently be the best versions of ourselves in every moment, so that we can be our best in the toughest moments that we may face in the business, the workplace life, or in our health. And so when I was speaking to these young gentlemen about consistently being their best, would help them be the best in the toughest moments, I was referring to their toughest moments on the basketball court. But, little did I know that this young man was going to be dealing with some of his biggest and toughest moments with health issues at the age of 17. So, and that just made me think even more how important being consistent and having a success never rest mindset, how important it is. So if you will practice success and be your best in every moment, whenever you have to face anything in this world, no matter how tough it is, you will be able to say you've already gone through some similar types of obstacles in order to overcome those. So, my message to you, bottom line, is just to, at the end of the day, stay consistent, be the best version of yourself in every single moment, so that when you have to be that best version of yourself, you have already practiced and you'll be ready for that. All right, now I want to take a look at real estate conversations and some video ideas for the week. Real estate is all about conversations. It's all about the number of conversations that you're having, the contacts that you make. I spoke with Josiah McDaniel, going to be dropping a podcast with him soon. And he basically said, over the next 90 days, whoever's made the most contacts in these next 30, they're going to win. We should be, as realtors, very happy we've made it through the last 8 months with the slowdown in the market, and it's getting ready to pick back up. And so when it does, we need to be ready. We need to know that we've already been having these conversations, because real estate's a 90-day cycle, and whatever you're doing now is going to show up, in the next 90 days. So if you're not having conversations now about the economic situation, the number of buyers that could possibly be flooding into the market in the next few months, you're possibly going to be missing out on business opportunities. A book I always like to recommend is The 7 Levels of Communication by Michael J. Marr. You can scan the QR code here. It'll take you to Amazon. But this is a great book. If you fear conversations, you don't really know what understand what conversations to have, this is a great book. Pick it up on Amazon. It's an easy read, and I promise that it will help your conversation skills and help you realize how important these conversations and communication is. So let's look at some of our conversations we could be having this week. First of all, with every one of these articles, you can scan the QR code to the right. That'll take you to a blog or the article. and you can take 3 to 4 points from each one of those, and just make sure you have your dialogue down as to what you're going to say when people ask you about the market. So one of the first articles, one of the first conversations you can have is, you may not need as much as you think for your down payment. This obviously could drive buyer leads for you, first time home buyers. Many people think they have to have a full 20% down, and that's just not the case now, with many different lending options available. There is pretty much a lending option available for any buyer out there with FHA, VA, USDA. Some of these are 3.5, and the USDA loan is 0% down if the property falls into that into the proper box. Home sales and inflation turning the corner. This is an article from the MBS Highway that we talked about earlier in our industry updates. I put it here because this is going to be a great conversation starter, conversation haver, when people start talking about the markets crashing, or we're in a housing bubble, things of that nature. You can refer to one of the premier reporting agencies on the home and mortgage side of the economy, Mortgage Brokers High, or the MBS Highway. So home sales and inflation are turning the corner. This article is going to talk about home sales increasing in December over November, even though they're down from a year ago. You've got to talk to people about how 2021 and 2022 are just really, they're going to be outliers in the history of the real estate market. They're going to have asterisks by them due to the fact that they were just so far out of the norm. So there's great information in there to talk about how inflation's coming down. When inflation comes down and recessions start to creep in a bit, rates come down. So there'll be some good information in there for you to either make videos or have conversations with. Just remember that video plus conversations is going to equal conversions. I wanted to talk a little bit about, video. The reason why when we watch YouTube and some of our streaming networks, whenever it's commercial time, we're seeing, just a blank screen. We're getting YouTube is sending off for a moment of zen. But the reason we're seeing these things is because there's not advertising money for that spot, because that advertising money has been moved over to this and social media. So your friends are on social media, they're on several different platforms. So your videos need to be on several platforms so that your community is seeing you as the expert. And then lastly, some conversations or video ideas. Lower mortgage rates are bringing buyers back to the market. This could help you with some seller leads, help get some people off the fence that might not feel like they're ready to sell yet. The mortgage rates are dropping. They've hit, I believe about a 5-month low. So that is going to bring buyers back to the market. Last week, I spoke about a 7 to a 6% drop would bring 1.4 million renters back into the market and about 4.3 million home buyers into the market. All right. So in the future, we will be having Chris Madrid from Cornerstone Mortgage Group here, giving mortgage updates, giving a few trends. Every Thursday, we do a market update. You can scan the QR code here. That'll take you to our YouTube channel, where that is posted every Thursday afternoon. This is going to take you to a full version. It's going to give you real estate data as well. Chris's market update's probably about 10 minutes into this video, but then there's also a video on the YouTube channel of just Chris's mortgage piece. So if you don't want to listen to me and the real estate market data, you can jump straight to Chris. But I did hear today that rates, I know earlier, I believe this morning at least, were down into the fives and had kind of hit basically a 5-month low, I believe. So mortgage rates are coming down. When rates come down, it makes housing more affordable for more people, so more people come into the market. So if you're a seller, that's great. You're going to have the opportunity to, get the most out of your property. And if you're a buyer, it's not such good news because many people in the DFW area anyway are predicting us to possibly see another firestorm of buyers like we saw in the last 18 months, where homes were getting 19 offers, and only one person could get that house. So you want to stay out of that mix. You can date your rate, buy your house now, marry the house you want. You can date that rate until they drop a little further and then refinance. There's also the 2-1 buy down, very popular right now. Many sellers are giving concessions. So with that concession, you can basically pay off the refinance fees when it's time to refinance the 2-1 buy down into a great rate. And now's where I would take some realtor Q&A. If you've got any questions, you can drop it in the chat if you haven't already. Many people don't like to even drop things in the chat. So if you're somebody that just wants to ask a question one-on-one, I don't have a problem with that. Scan the QR code, get on my calendar. We can do a quick visit. I'll answer any questions you may have about real estate, branding, mindset, EXP. I'm here to answer any and all of those. If you have a question other than that, I probably know where to find that answer. So appreciate you joining me today. Appreciate the thumb up. And we will do this every Monday. Try to keep all my realtor friends abreast, keep my team on the forefront of what's going on in the real estate industry, technology, all of those things. Have a great day. Appreciate you all joining, and we will see you all soon.